Okay then. So this morning I'm going to do something a little different. I'm not do some over the craft lock, play around a little on a new account just created a few days ago. Bought the expansions for it on the Black Friday. Actually have access to the downloads, the higher level DLC content, and can have a couple more characters and don't have the limitations on the craft locked account as far as what I can do on the trading post and stuff like that. So mostly I was thinking of just playing around on this, doing some stuff to remember what it was like back before, I had all the masteries, all the mounts and everything unlocked. Also, maybe use this to talk about some of the lesser explained parts of the game, particularly for newbies, and use some of the content from this to make some tutorial videos and the like. I definitely have some plans for making tutorial videos. Whether I will do it by cutting together pieces of other gameplay or record stuff strictly for that, I haven't quite decided. I think it will depend on how much of a time sink editing turns out to be. But anyway, here we are, and I'm going to create a new character. So we get to look at the character creation screen a little bit. We have here the 5 races, Quarteria, the playable races. You'll encounter a whole bunch of others in your journeys. And left to right, we have the Char, cat, cow people. It's a little hard to tell from the silhouette what they are, but basically they are cat-like, but they have horns, and they actually have 2 sets of ears. Interesting, maybe a little creepy, but... And when you have a Char, you can pick the fur patterns, make it stand out a little. Various big cat inspired patterns. Some are a little bit. Physiques are mostly how bulky they are. Your height, even although this shows it as if you were comparable to a human, even small Char is big. Human's big Char much taller. Head options besides change the hair. Not really a bald option for Char, but you can have extra mane. Or you can have fancy updos. Faces, different degrees of horrible dentition. Look at that. That is an orthodontist's nightmare. Just the face details. And pick your horns. You have to have these horns. You could have pala horns, or whatever that is. Some of the horns have been carved or adorned. Char fashion. Eyes painted or carved into them. But, different strokes. And then you have your armored eyes, just like all the other races. You have basically 3 sets at the start for the top sorry, four sets. Top, lower, feetsies, and shoulders. So, do that, but you can change the colors with dyes at any time in the game. Anytime you're not in combat, you can just go into your character screen, pick the dyes, and rearrange completely top to bottom. No cost to it, not even cost. So I wouldn't worry too much about dyeing your right at the very beginning. Also, you don't have access to all your dyes. As you play the game, you'll get, you'll get lots of dyes as drops. You'll get dyes as rewards for things. Buy dyes on the trading post. So you end up quite the collection. But in the beginning character screen, you really only have a small set dyes and 3 dye channels. So, that's the char. Next we have the humans. Everybody understands humans, plain vanilla. Norns, which are big Viking-y types. So, just for a sec. So one thing about the humans, and this is still human guardian looks like instead of the char guardian. They don't have extra features for like horns or skin patterns. They do, though, have beards, so you can horn stash, manly man's beard. Hobo and proud of it. I'm a wizard. King Tut. Sure. This is for the males. The females do not. Facial hair options. Go figure. Female head options. They just lack that third option. They didn't get something else instead. But humans do have a wide variety of faces. Humans are used to looking at human faces and certain details. Difficult when you're a cat creature. So then we have the Nornmus. Ha ha ha. They get, out of the fur pattern, they get tattoos. And so yeah, up here we have the zoom in, the show armor or hide armor, toggle lighting so you can get them in the dark light, or there's a randomized appearance thing. So when you select the tattoos, no tattoos, and then different. This one would be easier to go. So you can see this one, you actually have a owl or raven. You can select the color. Of a mind. Base tribal. Sir, also get skin patterns. Head options. Faces. Ugh. Okay. And they have ear. Adjust the ears. You can adjust the shape of the tip of the ear. Thick the ears are. As usual, armor dies. And, you know, physique. Again, you know, not too many different for the Asura. Nothing that musculature. You can make them brawnier or skinnier looking. And then we have the Sylvari. It's actually one of my favorite races. They have very good connection or story. They're important to the core. But they have some interesting options. So again, they have skin patterns. Adjust. And the physique and things. One of the interesting things about the skin patterns from Sylvari, and really the reason that you can toggle the lighting, is the Sylvari all glow in the dark. So you can pick this glow color intensity for your skin pattern. Pattern like that. Not really visible at all. Lighting in the dark if you have and they have a way to adjust their ears. Leaf or plant form. Hair is all, none of it is actually hair. It's head coverings of leaves, sticks. One option is, of course, mushroom head. Lotus with the accoutrement. Where's in your hair? This is actually pretty nice looking. And, you know, the faces ranging from completely horrifying to the, oh, isn't he cute? Yeah. Anyway. These are the Sylvari. And, of course, you can change skin color rather more drastically than you can Asura. Go to browns and grays and stuff. Char have various colors pretty suitable for cats, ranging from black, browns, tans. Sorry, you can pretty much anything that looks like it was a plant somewhere. And you notice they all have names like summer green, like cherry. And that's the Char with their little build. Sorry. What I meant Sylvari. Anyway, so I'm going to I think I'm going to go. Now, Guardian. Turn is a pretty simple class to play. A lot of first-time players think that, oh, well, this is the tank class, right? They look like paladins. That's not really true in Guild Wars 2. Guardians can be tanky, but they're more active defenders. They can buff allies, can provide protection for themselves and allies. Almost always triggered rather than passive. So instead of rushing in, taking the blows, they actually have to do spells and skills that will grant temporary Aegis protection or barrier. Those are all different mechanics in the game that I will explain. They favor melee, but that is not exclusive. And as you go into the elite specs, they can be very heavily archers or dragon hunter elite spec that get Heart of Thorns, grants Guardians longbow, and it is pretty darn effective. So they're kind of hybrid melee casters, particularly defensive casters. All right, so we got our Mace Norn female. We can skinnier, buffer. Give her tattoos. Little, doesn't look orc face. It just splatter paint on your hand. Grab someone's face with it and say, hey, there's a tattoo. And there's an even logo. Okay, so lots. I had forgotten there are lots of. If you're going to have your shoulders exposed, guardian armor. Couple hands grabbing the shoulders. Ooh. That's interesting. Maybe a little much. Okay. Oh yeah, but that. Well, we'll go with this. That's an okay guardianish color. A lot of guardians spells and stuff come out blue. Faces. Oop. Huh, that's pretty fierce looking. Freckles are cute. All right, hair. It's maybe a little impractical for. Ooh. I kind of like that. The one caveat I have there, or problem, is that's really kind of Air Stigalkin's style. She is going to be mentor major NPCs. The game, there's one kind of major NPC per race, all part of adventuring group together. There are actually some novels written about them, and you see some of their backstory, actually maybe a lot of their backstory as you go. I don't know if I want to be annoyed, kind of just like the other major, I don't know. That's very practical, very pragmatic. It's all a little softer, a little. These aren't the only hairstyles that you can get in the game, but other ones become available once you're in the game, in the makeover shop. But you actually have to spend gems on that. Oh, there we go. That is her look. All right. So, as the symbol of your dedication, this absolutely does not matter. Armor is going to be replaced as you go. Anyway, it's just a matter of do you like certain looks. Do you want to wear a helmet? Big old pauldrons? Do you want small pauldrons? They're all very impractical. Take what you want, and you can hide them anyway. Trouble may follow you. Law to overcome it. There's a story that these actually used to matter in the game, but they've become kind of vestigial. Whichever you choose, as far as I can tell, makes no difference to your character or to what the character says. When you talk to NPCs, you will sometimes be given different options labeled with the charming option, the dignified, ferocious option. And sometimes that matters, but it doesn't tie back into your initiative. Except for insofar as you roleplay it. If you want to be charming, then you can choose charming. Mechanical effect, but it's a choice that you've made about your character, and you can play along with it. I think we are going to go here with, well, she's pretty dignified, but I think ferocity, threatening violence. What's an important quality? So these decisions actually change what your personal story is at the level. So you can need strength to defeat your ancient foes, cunning to protect the spirits, or intuition to guard the mists. And I'll say intuition. She's a guardian after all, not a woman. Recent celebratory moot at Holbrook. And again, this will affect your starting story. This is a story. Drank so much you blacked out at the moot, you got in a fight with a rival at the moot, or you lost an heirloom. We don't know I don't use all that. I think this one you end up battles and then facing off with the guy who defeated you. This one, you I ride with a Char warband and their tank. I have to go try and get it back. I'm gonna have lost the arrow. Okay, when I was a kid, I had a vision. The spirit of the wild spoke to me and offered its guardianship. So there's bear, symbol of fortitude and self-reliance. Snow leopard, stealthy and smiling. There's wolf, cunning of the pack, loyalty, ferocity, strength. And raven, clever and wise. Well, I'll try wolf. Guardian is a kind of support class, mostly, so even though I'm not sure that we'll ever really be teaming up with people on the regular, it kind of fits the... Yeah, so my whole story, which gets repeated for us here, is though trouble may follow me, I overcome it with ferocity. Wolf, my spirit guide, teaches me there's a time for violence and a time for peace. I listen to my intuition and instinct in dangerous situations, yet in the past I have been foolish. I wagered Romke's horn, an ancestral heirloom with magical properties, on a test of strength. I was overconfident, but I'm determined to get it back. I'm a guardian. I wear the armor and have aspirations of a conqueror. This is my story. Signed. I'm doing hammer, or calling her Helga the Hammer because additions to have her wield the great hammer.
I am Norn,
Pretty
hunter
fun,
of the wild,
or at
born
least
of
interesting
free
looking
and rugged
guardian
sugar-cane
build
mountains. In the
based on
far
hammer.
north, my people fought our greatest enemy, Jormag, a dragon of frost and snow. The dragon broke our pride, but it did not break our spirit. In our last hour, we heard the voices of 4 of the spirits of the wild: bear, raven, snow leopard, wolf. They called us south, away from certain annihilation. We founded the Great Lodge of Holbreck and claimed new hunting grounds. Some say we should not fight Jormag. I say the greatest risk is to wager nothing at all. One day, a hero will lead us home, and we will break the dragon's icy grip. Victory, like any prey, must be hunted. I trust my instincts, the voice of my soul, to guide the way. Like my ancestors before me, I seek glory. One day, I will take my place among the heroes of the Norn. The spirits of the wild whisper their secrets to my heart. I trust in fate and follow where instinct guides me, and it has never led me wrong. I am still untested, but already my deeds have earned me friendship and great respect. Each year, a great hunt is called in Holbrook. Only the best among us are invited to participate. With bravery and a little good fortune, I will collect trophies to prove my worth. Then I will drink and boast of my victories. I accept this challenge. I relish it. Come, danger. Come, adventure. In the lodges and halls of my people, fortune and the spirits will smile upon my legend. This is my story.
Alrighty, one of the things is game is your character is fully voiced, so you should pick an avatar whose voice does not grate on your nerves, because you'll be hearing yourself talk a lot unless you level 80 boost available, which I do not.